Ontario Craft Beer Week is here. Breweries, pubs, and restaurants are getting ready to showcase and celebrate the flavors and culture of Ontario craft beer. And I'm getting a lesson in all of it this morning. Gary McMullen is the president of Muskoka Brewers and the chair of Ontario Craft Brewers, and he joins us now live in studio. Thanks so much for being here.
Good morning, thank you.
And really, as I was telling you in the commercial break, I was just mentioning to Gary that I don't know much about, I'm not a huge beer drinker, so I really don't know much about the difference between regular beer that you get in a restaurant, a pub, and craft beer. So maybe you can start by just maybe explaining a little bit about the difference.
I think craft beer, was to describe it in a few words, is small, handcrafted, all natural, generally unpasteurized, very localized. Typical craft brewers will only sell in a highly localized area in their province.
Okay, and is the cost about the same?
It depends on the style of beer really you're making. Craft brewers do a lot of really specialty brewing, so they'll add ingredients that can be quite expensive, and really, you know, they have to pass that cost on to the consumer when they make such great beers.
And I'm guessing once you become a craft beer drinker, it's probably all you drink, right? Because then you taste the difference between a regular beer.
Well, I think there's really a large generational change happening right now, where people are really getting into craft beer and discovering the breadth of style and flavor that's really available with craft beer. And generally, when they go there, they kind of adopt a stable of, you know, craft beers into their portfolio, and yeah, they never generally go back.
So what's the industry like in Ontario, because this is Ontario Craft Beer Week?
Craft brewers have been growing rapidly for the last 10 years in Ontario. We've seen in the LCBO last year about 53% growth in the segment alone.
Well, that's significant.
We're seeing double-digit growth overall in all channels in the province. So, you know, people are really flocking to craft beer now, you know, discovering new styles. We're highly localized as well, so you know, there's many craft brewers in Ontario, but we're also spread out throughout Ontario in many small rural centres as well, which is great for local consumers in their own area.
Okay. Can you maybe mention a little bit about what you have here?
Sure. So
we won't be tasting it. It is a morning show after all.
I brought a selection of a few beers from our brewery, but first I want to talk about the Discovery Pack. So the Discovery Pack is something that the Ontario Craft Brewers as an association have worked on for, I think, the past 4 to 5 years. And what it is we bring together a group of 6 brewers, and we put their beer into a common pack, and we market and sell it through the LCBO. It's been wildly successful. It offers the consumer an opportunity to go in and sample beer from 6 different breweries that they might not have tried before. So tremendously successful for the industry, and it brings our members together really to work together. Also have a sampling of beers from Muskoka Brewery, which is the brewery that I'm involved with. We have our craft lager, our Muskoka Cream Ale, which is our flagship brand, which we founded the brewery on 15 years ago. And our newest addition to the family is our Mad Tom IPA, which is it's a fairly big India Pale Ale, 6.4%. It's dry hop, so it's got a lot of really nice bouquet and aroma, and really kind of sets the bar, I think, high for crafty beers in Ontario. So
Craft Beer Week wraps up this weekend. It's been the full week. What are kind of the events that have been happening? Is it sort of like a wine tasting, a craft beer tasting? Is that?
There's really a myriad of events that have gone on. I think it's over 100 events we've done in the last week. And again, referred to the sort of exposure of our breweries across the province. There's some fantastic events that have gone on in the city here in Toronto, but also in smaller communities. People are doing tastings, food and wine pairings. There was one event where we did a beer versus wine dinner, where we went head-to-head with a winery on each course of a meal. There was a Father's Day cruise on the Winona up in Muskoka, and we capped the whole event off tomorrow with a good event down at, it's called Session 99 in downtown Toronto here, where we're bringing a whole bunch of the craft brewers together to have a great beer event.
Perfect. So. Well, let's hope for some good weather for it.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.
Appreciate it. Gary McMullen is the president of Muskoka Brewers and the chair of Ontario Craft Brewers, and he's joining us here live in studio. And stick around, Mike Strobel will join us for The Bald Truth. That's up next on First Look. See you.